And here we go again, another drama, and it looks like this might be the last stand at the OK Corral or whatever, because Jeff Fisher appears to be dug in, and there's clearly a rift between these guys. Pick a side. Are you supporting Jeff Fisher here, or are you supporting Vince Young?
I am still on Vince Young's side here. Though I cannot defend the off-season strip club incident, I can't defend the reports that he's been late to some meetings this year, that he's become more of a 9-to-5 quarterback, not a dedicated worker. I don't know what to make of the temper tantrum he allegedly threw at the end of the game, because now we have different reports, right, that he didn't just, the report was he threw his shoulder pads in. He says he only threw his jersey to a team executive's daughter, right? Okay.
Don't know.
I do still have sympathy for Vince Young allegedly yelling at Jeff Fisher as he walked out the locker room door in front of the team. I'm running out on you, Jeff Fisher, because Jeff Fisher, and I've said this many times on the show, has never treated Vince Young with the respect he has earned as a two-time AFC Pro Bowl quarterback, a proven clutch performer who led that team last year, the end of the year, to 8 wins in its last 10 games, nearly won the game at Indianapolis, and you could argue saved Jeff Fisher's job last year, because I think he was on a little bit of a hot seat. Fisher yanked him before the fourth quarter of the Pittsburgh game this year, and that's Vince's quarters, the fourth quarter. Vince was ready to start at Miami, and he wouldn't let him start, and I don't know why, because he came in the second half and looked fine. Wouldn't let him go back in the game yesterday when he's throwing on the sideline, and I'm watching the game. I'm saying he looks fine to me with his busted thumb, but he can still throw the ball. Wouldn't let him go back in, and left Rusty Smith in the game, a 6th-round pick from Florida Atlantic. What? You know, and it's the ultimate show of disrespect.
That's what Washington was saying.
Yeah, well, that's what, and it's going to overtime with Rusty Smith at the controls. Are you kidding me? So I hope it's over. I hope Vince gets another shot somewhere else.
Yeah, and you know what, Skip? I 100% agree with you. I hate to say that I agree with you, but I 100% agree with you, because to me, okay, and I may be wrong about this, maybe there's something going on internally that we just don't know. To me, Skip, Jeff Fisher has never really liked Vince Young.
I agree.
And when I say that, I really believe when Vince Young came out in the draft, I really believe there were several reports saying that Jeff Fisher was enamored with Matt Leinart.
Yep.
Okay, and now we see how Matt Leinart's career has turned out. Maybe it's the USC connection or whatever, but his guy was Matt Leinart. The owner's guy was Vince Young.
It was.
You know what Vince Young had done in college? It just seems like whenever there's an opportunity not to play Vince Young, when there's an excuse, a valid excuse that Jeff Fisher can put out there on why I'm not going to put this guy back in the game, or why I don't think that he's right for the team right now, he takes it. I saw the clips of Vince Young on the sideline throwing the ball. Whether he could have done it or not, you got to give him the opportunity. Yep. And Jeff Fisher just took that as an excuse not to put him back in the game. Vince Young's in that locker room every day. There's something going on between him and Jeff Fisher. I still take Vince Young's side.
Is the real rift here between owner and Fisher?
I think that's what it is.
I was just about to say, the question was, whose side are we on, Vince Young or Jeff Fisher? It doesn't matter. It matters whose side is Bud Adams on, who owns the team. He is a Vince Young guy, and why not? Vince Young is 30-17 as a starting quarterback. That's a pretty good number.
In this league, you aren't kidding.
All that being said, he has to grow up. And I am on Fisher's side because not only is he the quarterback, he's the starting franchise quarterback who has time and time again shown a temper tantrum to the entire world.
But here's the thing. A couple of weeks ago, we were upset with Donovan McNabb for not standing up for himself.
Right.
Vince Young is doing this.
Look, man, the first time when Fisher, years ago before the whole altercation took place, when he got benched, he didn't want to play. He got booed and told Fisher, I don't want to go back in. You're the franchise quarterback. You can't do that.
Can I ask you a question quickly on that? And I'm not going to support either side. What if Fisher had been more accepting of Vince Young? Maybe that. I'm not blaming Fisher for Vince Young not coming back in the game.
There is definitely fault in Fisher's actions towards his main guy as well. So I'm not taking him off the hook.
Right.
But yesterday, Fisher said a couple of times, he didn't come to me and say, I want to go back in. He didn't come to me and say, I can go.
It's all about
you want that guy to say, I need to be on the field, coach, get me in there. And maybe that's the problem Fisher has with Vince Young. So they both have fault, but Vince can't be the guy that he's being right now in that locker room. You have to keep your cool when things around you aren't.
Is he done there?
Well, I agree. The owner's going to have the last say here, and maybe the coach is done.
He's on Vince Young's side. Bud Adams loves him.